If I can remember clearly, I was actually at a party, and it was a New Year's Eve 1994, I guess. And I met him there. We went out. I gave him my number, and he wasn't expecting me. I wasn't expecting him to call me. He did. So we had a talk, and then we went out for a meal, and we started from there. I could remember that there was this night he wanted to go out for a Snoop Doggy Dogg concert. And I said, "You're not going. You're not leaving me by myself with I'm pregnant. How can you go?" He started shouting. It all started with a slap. I took it. I didn't say anything about it. Then from the slap, it went on to something else. Then I had a baby. The baby was at the hospital for quite a long time, and things just changed drastically. And I was thinking to myself, I didn't bargain myself for this. I wasn't expecting things to turn out the way it was. He beat the hell out of me. My kids, I had to take my kids out, run to my sister. Whatever happens, I always run to go to my sister's place, because she's the one that I'm closest to. I was in the hospital for 2 days. The pastor of the church I used to go to then came and said, "This needs to stop." And eventually the case went to court. Every time the police comes, I will go back to the police and withdraw the case. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Then I think right about 2004, that was the last straw. And I said to myself, this is it. And this time I already had my third child. And I said, I'm not doing this anymore. And it beat the hell out of me on this very day. I was actually wearing a white shirt. All the white shirts were turned to red. The police came. They arrested him. It was so much for me. I didn't even tell my twin sister, but being the way she was, my twin sister, she can tell that something was going on, but I wouldn't tell her exactly what was going on. I was still holding on to things, that things were going to change, but it went from bad to worse, and it was just snapped from nowhere. It could be, "Oh, why would you put a bottle there?" or anything like that. It would just kind of like slap me. From slapping, it would hit me. And it got to the extent that it stopped from using his hand. He started using a belt or whatever he could get his hand on. And what actually made me realize that this guy is not going to change was that he never, even though he says sorry to you, he will still do what he says he's not going to do. And I was speaking to myself. I had to look at the mirror and say, "Taiwo, is this what you want to do? Your kids are growing up, and they're boys. What example am I giving to them? What am I telling them this is how a marriage should be like?" And he came back into the house. Every time something is gonna happen, I can sense that. And this very day, he came back into the house, and I said I was going out. I decided I wanted to go out. I went out. I said I wanted to go and do something, knowing that this is what was going to happen. And because they said to me, "You can't go to your sister's," I told him I was going to my twin sister's place, because I knew that I was going to take him off. I said I was going to, and I said, "Call her if you wanted to call her." And instead of me going to my sister, because I know my sister lives far away from me, I went to one of my sisters at church. I stayed there for a while, and I said, "Oh no, okay, let me see the tone of his voice. Maybe I can go back home." But he hasn't calmed down. But because I didn't want to sleep outside, I went back in. The moment I went back in, it went off his head. "Where are you coming from? What did you do?" I said, "I went to my sister's place." "No, you did not." I said, "Call her." The next thing was like, "Kneel down there, put your hands up," with a belt on him. I did everything he had to do. And it sent the kids upstairs. And that really broke my heart. because the boys could hear everything that was going on. And he said, I want to make sure that you haven't gone to any other man. Then he walked me to the bathroom and he raped me. As far as it's concerned, he hasn't done anything. He's entitled to it. That was when I called my brother. The following morning, I couldn't sleep. Normally, I would sleep with the light off. On that very day, I could not sleep. I left the light on. 7 o'clock in the morning, I got the boys ready, sent them off to school. My older one was still at home. And as I was coming back, I called my brother on my way, and I told my brother exactly what happened. And he said to me, "Are you still at your address?" And I said yes. On my way back, the policemen were right in the house, and they arrested him, and they had to do forensic exams in the house. I called up a lawyer, got a restraining order against him, and I also had an injunction taken out against him, and that was it. If you're not in a situation, you can never advise anyone else. And for that person to make up their mind that enough is enough, it has to come from you. It has to come from your heart. There's no one can tell you exactly what you want to do. It has to be that you must have seen something to open up your heart, to open up your eyes to say, enough, I've had it. I'm not taking this anymore. Then you'll be able to carry on. And for you not to look back and say, or have a regret on whatever decision you have made.
On average, 2 women are killed every week by their current or former partners, and 3 women commit suicide as a result of domestic violence.
1 in 4 women live in abusive relationships, and in our lifetime, half of us are expected to be the victim of domestic or intimate violence.
Women are 95% more likely than men to be victims of high-risk or severe domestic abuse. 5% of victims sought help on average 5 times from professionals in the previous year before they were able to get effective help to stop the violence.
130,000 children live in homes where there is high risk of domestic abuse.
62% of these children living in homes where there is domestic abuse are directly harmed by the abuser or perpetrator.
Children who witness domestic abuse are twice as likely to become abusers.
Let's break the cycle by breaking the silence.
Let's take action now to break the silence.
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 Break the silence.